Super good. Now let's move on here with this detail. And we will work here the ears, okay? So for the ears, you will work 4 single crochet in a magic ring. All right, so work your rounds here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Now we pull this through. And what you're going to do here is a bit different. You will chain 1, turn your round, and you will work here 4 increases. And you should have a total of 8 stitches at the end of this round. All right, work here your increases. Super good. We are working here this together. It's a small detail, so when the details are very small, I like to work it all the way here with you. Okay, this is the last increase. All right, pull this yarn tight, and you see, you have it already. This is the ear of this lion. Now let's, of course, secure the beginning of this tail here. So once again, we are waving in inside. All right, and that's it. Just waving this inside, it's enough. You can cut this thread, or if you wanted, you need to cut it, you can hide it inside of the toy, so that it's optional to you. It's another way of doing as well. Okay, and like this one, you make another one following the same instructions. Ta-da! All right, great. Now let's sew these legs here under the lion, and you can see this is the back side of the lion, which is our connection, the rounds here, and you fasten with the pins, making a triangle shape like that. Okay, to sew this is very simple and very easy. So let's work here together, a couple of stitches sewing together. So you grab 1 stitch from the body and 1 stitch from the leg. Okay, let's grab here. Now you repeat, you take 1 stitch from the body and 1 stitch from the leg. And you know, your leg has 6 stitches, so you should sew it 6 times, right? It's simple as it is. If you have 6 stitches, you sew it with 60 stitches from the body, okay? So I'll just move a little bit faster here because it's the same repetitions that you need to do. It's the same thing that you need to work. And once you reach the last stitch here, I want to show you one thing. You see the leg is a bit floppy, and what we want is to secure this leg in the body. So I will bring this yarn here, you see, under the round with the front loop remaining there. And you will grab 1 stitch here from the leg. Okay, so just grab here 1 stitch and bring it again. This is look nice. Bring it again here to the body. And I will pull it out in 1 stitch here on the back of the lion. Okay, that's it. Very nice. Don't cut this yarn. All right, what you're gonna do is you will sew the second one and you will bring that thread in the same stitch here outside of the lion. I will show you. You see, finish sewing. You have now the 2 threads outside the body, so you give a tight knot, very, very tight. So here you are ensuring that this will be very nice and tight and it will remain on the same place. What you can do here now is to cut these threads. And we'll hide this inside of the toy. Okay, and that's it. Very nice. Super good. Organize your toy, and let's move on for sewing the arms. Okay, you fasten this with pins on the side. And to sew these arms is very fast and easy because you have just 3 stitches from the arm. So we will show you here how you do it. You take 1 stitch from the body once again and 1 stitch from the arm. So you start sewing here in this round that is just between the neck, just between the head and the body, okay? And 1 stitch from the arm. And like this you do it 3 times. Very easy, right? One stitch from the body and 1 stitch from the arm. So this is my second one. And moving on now for the third here stitch. Okay, super good. All right, you can leave it like that, and then your arm will open, ta-da, and close. But I like that my arms are sewed in the body. So this is optional to you. You can leave your lion saying hello with the arms opening and closing, or you can do it like mine and sew this. You just grab 1 stitch from the arm and 1 stitch from the body. And then once again we'll bring this yarn here to the back of the lion. Okay. Yes. Bring to the back of the lion, and the same way that you did with the legs, you'll do with the arms. All right. You will sew the second arm, and you will bring the thread from the second arm outside in the same stitch and give it a tight knot. All right, now we move on. Here we will sew the ears of this lion. Okay, so here I fasten with pins, and you will sew it, you see, with a curve, little bit curved you will make with these ears. All right, not too much, just a little bit, because the ears of the lion is not as pointy as a cat, for example, but it's also not as curvy as a bear. So that's it. It's a small detail. You can sew it the way whatever you want, but I want to show you that I do like this. And once again, here you grab 1 stitch from the body, 1 stitch from the head. I always like to say that sewing is the art of a patience. So if you want to exercise your patience, you can find an amigurumi pattern that has a lot of sewing. I don't know. I had people commenting here in this channel that they like sewing, actually, that it's a nice and pleasant thing for them. But for me, I do it because I have to. But you can find it some patterns here in this channel that there is no sewing required. That's because I love those patterns. Okay, so once you finish here, grabbing 1 stitch from the head, 1 stitch from the ear, you bring the thread to 1 stitch outside of the lion, and like this one, you will sew the second one, bring it to the outside, and give it a tight knot. Alright? I just want to mention here that in this video, I'm not saying the exact position that I'm sewing the limbs, like the parts of the animal, but everything is detailed in the written pattern. So all the places where I sew the things, it's there in the written pattern, okay? Now we will move on here for the mane. Yes, the mane. So with the color that you decided, work with the mane. you will introduce in your toy. I just do it like this. I don't start with a slip knot or anything. I will show you later. So I will use a pin here to fasten this beginning of the yarn so it's just not moving around. And it's very simple, this main. You will chain 4. Okay, and you will join with the slip stitch. So hard, huh? This is as easy it is to do it, it's also to erase. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here, if you want your main like more full, you know, you don't skip one stitch like I'm doing here. I'm chaining 4 and I'm skipping one stitch and I'm joining on the stitch next to it, you know. And if you want the main bigger, instead of chaining 4, you can chain 5, you can chain 6, and that will make your main fuller and longer, you know. So here you can use your creativity. You can do like mine. Mine I did with 4 stitches, and you can do it the way that you want. What we are going to do it here is we will work all the way around the head, so like all the way around here, and then we will bring this to the back. We will go down and we will come back and go down and we'll come back and meet in the center there where is the pin. Okay, so I finish here the first round. Now I will go down here and then down to the other side. I just want to show you here how I bring this yarn to the back of the head from this lion. So chain 4. And when you join with a slip stitch, you join here in one stitch from the back of the head. Okay? And that's it. Simple as it is. This is how you're going to do it. All right? So here continue working your chain 4 and going down here behind the ear. All right? Okay, so I work here all the way down. And now I will go back to the other side. But before, I want to move this beginning of the yarn. So I'll just pull it this inside of the toy and outside here one stitch on the back. Don't cut the yarn because we will do it later with like a knot. So I go back here and then down and then I will go back to the center and then I will stop there. Okay, I will show you here. All right, look at this lion. So you see, as I told you, I stop back in the top of the head. I cut this thread and now we will bring this to that same stitch of the beginning of the yarn. All right. So here after your last slip stitch, you just cut the thread and you bring it here outside. And that's it. Now give it a knot like we did for the legs, like we did for the arms. We'll do here once again for the mane. Okay, so we cut this and we'll move on here. All right, great. So now we will start embroidering the eyes of this lion. I just wanted to show you one thing. If you are using safety eyes or any plastic eyes, you can check the links in the description box here. It will take you to the free written pattern. You see, leave the thread over there. There I tell you the exact position where I embroidered the eyes, so you can substitute instead of embroidering, you can use the safety eyes, all right? For me here, I just want to show you how I embroider. So with the black thread, I just make a bunch of straight lines. So that's how I do it. And the deal with the faces is that work as much as possible. If you don't like embroidery again, if you don't like, erase embroidery again. Okay? The eyes, I just make a lot of straight lines until they look like a round circle. and that's it. Okay, with the same thread here now I will embroider a kind of a large triangle, let's call it like that, which will be the nose of this lion or the snout. It's a very little lion, so I didn't want to add too many details here to its face. So what you're going to do here, first you just draw some boundary lines, let's call it like this. So you'll have how the snout should be looking like. Okay, that's it. And then once you're done, we will kind of color inside this triangle, right? So you'll start working straight lines here until you cannot see through the black of the snout and the skin, let's say, of the lion. So you do here a lot of repetitions. I will move a bit fast because it's a lot of repetitions. Okay. And then once you're done, you can draw a line again, circling the triangle, contouring the triangle, let's say it like this. And then you make a line here, very little bit on the central part of the snout, okay? Like that. Very nice. That's it. Very, very simple. Should be simple and should be fast. You can now secure the beginning of this thread here, like we've done it so many times in this pattern. For the tail, here is what I did. I grabbed the two colors that we work here for this lion, and you chain 6, okay, with the double yarn, just like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, nice, 5, and one more, whoops, it's turning here, 6. That's it, enough. Now you cut this, leaving a very little bit tail for sewing, and we will use here this wrong side of the chains, okay? We will sew this with the wrong side facing out, because I think the wrong side is looking prettier than the right side. And that's a very simple way to make his tail. So let's bring this yarn here to one stitch outside, and with the same here we will do with the other color. You'll bring to the same stitch as you brought the other thread, okay? So bring this out, and like always, like we have done so many times in this pattern, you can tie a knot over there. All right. Okay, hide this inside, and now with this remaining little tails here, you can cut and open the thread like this. With the tapestry needle you can open. So you have this nice detail here for his tail. Okay, and your lion is done. Look at this. Ta-da! Look at him, he's so cute. I squeezed him a lot, I need to squeeze him back. I hope you enjoyed this pattern and you had some fun crocheting it, and I see you for the next one. Thank you for being here, and bye!